Hey guys, we're back again. This is Jonathan at Beards and Boost. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So this is not boost related, but it's still a project that we're getting our hands dirty with. So what we're working on today is my wife's purple Jeep. You can follow her on Instagram at Purple Sasquatch. I'll put the name down below. But check her out. What we've done is we just changed out and put some Falcon 3.1 piggyback shocks on her 2017 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. When we did that, with that piggyback system on the front end, it makes it where we couldn't use the inner fenders that we used to have. So I'll drop in a picture right here. We had the DV8 inner fenders, and we liked them, but I didn't want to cut those up to make them work with this. So what we've got right now, we ended up going with Nemesis. I think it's Nemesis Industries inner fenders. It's high clearance. It's made to work with the Falcon 3.1 shocks. So we were just going to throw them in. Everything I've seen, it says it's an easy install. We haven't even read the instructions yet, so we're going to check it out so you can, this is probably not a step-by-step install video, but we kind of want to show you bits and pieces of it so you can get an idea for yourself, because the things that I've read is it's pretty easy, but I've seen no videos or anything out there on it. So if you have Falcon 3.1 shocks, or even if you don't, if you want maximum clearance, stick with us and we'll see what we got. All right, so we're looking at the instructions online, but you can see while my beautiful wife, Jade, Miss Purple Sasquatch, is reading those instructions, you can see what we got right here. So you see the inside of this inner fender, or I guess inside the fender. This is not something that, at least for me, I don't want to leave this exposed. So my options were cut up the DV8 fender inner fenders that we had, which was not an option for me. Leave it like this, which is not an option for me, or try to tidy things up. So just to show you what we've got, we went with the I think it's matte black or satin black or textured black finish. I think it seems like they had the textured black or gloss black. And what I did to decide, we have Ace inner fenders on the rear, Ace Engineering, and that's in that same textured black. So that's the reason why we went that route. But these things look nuts. All right, so here we are. We've already made a little mistake, so pretty sure I'm deleting that stuff. So right now, Jade is going to show us. Now, this is going to be tough. Now, this is the part we don't know. But go kind of hold it up. Like that part sits right back here. Now we've got to slide it behind that piggyback, which is going to suck, I believe. We haven't tried it yet, but I believe it's going to be pretty bad. But that's going to be step one, is to squeeze it in there. All right, so here we are. We've got the problem that we were anticipating, which is with that piggyback system, you've got literally no room back here to squeeze that boxed in piece in. So you do have a little bit of adjustment right here, but I mean, you've got a retaining pin on the back to keep it from moving but so much. So for us, we're going to loosen this up. Maybe we can loosen it and kind of pull it back a little bit and get some clearance, or I guess what we're going to do is just take that top part off, compress it down, see if we can move it out of the way, slide the fender in, and then come back and install it. So overall, I mean, if that works, that's still not terrible, but it would have been nice. We just put these shocks on like a week ago. It'd have been awesome to go ahead and install these inner fenders before we did that, but whatever. You live and you learn. Live action. So what we did is took the top part off. I had me a good strong breakfast this morning with some waffles. I used that energy.
Oh, I see.
And I'm here compressing.
Okay, see this screw right here?
Yeah.
There's a hole right here.
Okay. Okay, buddy.
And that screw goes up here. So you're in. I just got to get a bolt. Where's
Okay.
my factory bolts?
I don't know. All right, stay tuned. All right, we took the other part. And the way my lovely wife explained it to me is you put it in a position. Mainly this is, you know, here. And this is a part of, this is that first part we put in. So you want to make sure that this second part is up here, but then place it behind the first. So now we're just going to get the supplied nuts and bolts that they've got and just start attaching right here.
Install the 2-button head socket cap screws connecting 02 and 92.
So this right here is what you're going to use. Sorry for wind, but you got these two right here, which all of these screws are the same. You've got 6 screws, 3 per side. All those are the same. I guess this is called a flange nut. Those 2 right there go right here. A washer, and then the nylon, what do they call it?
Nylock nut.
The nylock nut ends up coming down here. All right, so let's talk about some of the hardware. So one thing I've noticed, all of the screws are the same. So what you're going to have that's different is you have these nuts right here. And what you do, these nuts go for these 2 holes right here. I mean, you can understand why. So these are designed to grip, because you can't, I mean, you might could, but it'd be pretty tough to get a wrench back here to hold it into place. So you take 2 of the screws and nuts, put right here, and then you're going to put a washer and a nylon, one of the nylon nuts right here. All right, so everything's loose. We haven't got anything tight yet, but we've put brand new factory bolts into those positions there. We've got the 2 ready to go there. We put the washer and the nylon nut there, and apparently we use the factory bolt with the washer back right here.
I'm going to have you push that up while I'm trying to put this in. I can't do it.
Okay. In typical Beards and Boosts fashion, will definitely not be an installation day without rain. Today we're not in the garage, so we're on full scramble mode. Got some pretty bad weather coming in, but we thought we had a little more time than what we really do, so tighten up. All right, like I said, it's raining. Trying to do a recap, but we're gonna have to do a little more research. The rain's not helping our situation as far as just sitting down and figuring it out, but we're getting the fenders in place right now, so at least this part's done, and we'll hold out for the weather. But so basically we did use the factory purple, or our purple screw. That one is not a happy screw. You're gonna feel like it's cross-threaded or whatever, but I mean, you got to think about it. That screw has never come out on ours, and there was a little bit of paint that is actually on the screw, and then that washer is so tight it feels like you're freaking cross-threading it. But it's so tight that even with nothing there, I mean, you can't even screw it in more than about 1 turn by hand. So it's going to be tight, but just go ahead and send it. New factory screw there. We got a new factory screw there. We've tightened those up right here. New factory screw there. My biggest concern right now is what's up with this. So this is laid over on this hose, but we still have to tighten this up right here. So hopefully that'll drag it up some, give us some clearance. Our biggest concern that we're going to have to research now is, and I haven't read the instructions. I'm going by what my lovely wife has told me, but we have to drill out something right here. But I'm not so sure. You know, I was thinking it's supposed to be inside of this line right here. And I mean, it might be, but at our current situation, I'm not sure how that's physically possible. because this is, I'm assuming it's aluminum or whatever, but it's pretty thick gauge. Like, you're not just gonna just sit here and bend it. So unless we had to start bending stuff up, which I kind of doubt is the case, I don't know. And then when you look right behind here, it's open gaps. So it's like, you can't really drill into anything right there. So the only way I could see you drill is if you are inside this inner piece right here, but we're so, I mean, so far off, several inches off from that, and I just don't see how this is going to get the movement that we need. But again, we still have to tighten this bolt, so we'll stick tight and maybe it'll show us the way. All right, guys, so we are completing where we're at today. We don't know, we may be 100% done with this install. We may not be. We're reaching out to the manufacturer, but I'll let Jay talk about some of the things that we ran into that we're asking questions on now.
So I contacted the company. I had 2 questions. We had an issue on some of the wiring on the passenger side at the bottom. It seems to be kind of pinching the wiring, and we didn't want to run any issues, any electrical fires or such.
Electrical issues. See, a lot of Jeeps get burnt down.
You'll see in the video there's a wiring or something. I don't know what it is, but there's something with some heat shield on it that on the passenger side, the inner fender is actually pressed up against it. It's not crimping it or anything like that.
It's kind of pinching.
But it's kind of pinching it. So Jade followed it, and she said it looked like it was going to the sway bar disconnect area, locker area. I don't know. I hadn't Googled it or whatever. But it is resting on that piece right now. You got that, and then another part is you're supposed to drill the backside into the frame or body or whatever. And what we're looking at is there's no way possible with our current setup. So that's the part I don't know. We don't have stock fenders, and there's various flat fenders out there that you can use. Like I know on Erica's Jeep, if you see any of our stuff, you see there's a white Jeep with pink accents and all that stuff. They have, I think, bushwhacker fender flares. Now I can see off the bat, like on theirs has like a lining that goes around, and I can see where we could drill into that. We have deviate flat fenders, so there's nothing to drill in here. So we took a test drive on it. There's clearance, there's no rattles. This is really heavy gauge aluminum, so it's not gonna budge that much. But like I said, we have clearance, there's no rattles or anything like that. So I'm wondering if, you know, with our particular setup, is there no drilling required? I don't mind drilling, but I don't see anywhere that I could drill without having like a 10-inch bolt or something like that going through it. So we sent an email out. This is, like I said, this is probably not the exit for this video right here. We're going to wait a few days until we can hear back from Nemesis to make sure we got everything right. But I mean, everything's in there, and there's really no other movement. We'd have to move it several inches in to even halfway have a shot of drilling a piece in, and I just don't see that being possible. All right, so in regards to the hose, we got a email back from we got an email back from the owner of Nemesis. Seems like a really awesome guy. He said that sometimes they have seen where that those wires or whatever has been in the way, which is the case of what we had. So he had mentioned that you can rotate or flip the mounting bracket, or possibly take it off or whatever. So that's where we've gained clearance right here. Now we're not done yet. I think ultimately we're going to just take this whole clamp off, because those wires are supported further along as well. There's a clamp, I mean, I know you can't see it, but just a little ways up is supported too. Now there is that cat right beside it, but you got to think these wires have a heat shield around them, and there's a heat shield on the cat itself. And then when I pressed all the way in, I was told that we had about a pinky's width away from touching. So that's where we're just going to get rid of this clamp right here and call it a day. So that's going to solve that one issue. All right, here's some little after video special. If you guys follow us on Instagram, which I would think that most of you that watch this probably do, that's probably how you found us, Beards and Boost. Check us out if you hadn't. But this is a little update on my ST. You may know that it was previously, as of a couple days ago, full bolt on everything. Stock turbo still, but I decided I'm going to try a different vehicle. Nothing wrong with this vehicle at all. Actually, it's one of the favorite cars that I've had. I've had a lot of cars. Honestly, I've kept it longer than any car I've ever had, if that tells you anything. But sometimes all good things must come to an end. Right now, if you've looked at any car prices, it's nuts right now. So this car, I can sell it and make a lot, what I consider a lot of money for what it is on it right now. Don't know what I'm going to replace it with, because on the flip side, car prices are stupid too. So I may just sell this and hold out for a little bit. Got a few things planned, but right now she's about that stock life. So stock wheels. Yesterday I took the downpipe. I got the intercooler off. I got the CPXL off. I've got, right now it's currently a muffler delete, because you know, if you've ever installed a catback exhaust on these cars, you have to cut the rear section off. So right now she's got a stock downpipe and then the resonator portion. But other than that, I left the suspension on there and the end links. I mean, it's not worth it for me to take that off to sell, because I'm going to spend the same money that I could gain from it in getting it realigned. I drove it yesterday for the first time. It definitely does not have the sauce as a full bolt on E30 tuned. I mean, it's a pretty massive difference on the way that boost comes in. But I'll tell you what, I mean, it's a fun car. So even if you have a stock one, you got you a nice car on your hands. But this will be up for sale here pretty soon.